Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the 997th day of continuous and uninterrupted Zoom session of Ifph. You all know that today the curtain raiser from team from Siberia, Serbia.
Thank you. So today is the 20th day, 20th session of our continuous uninterrupted curtain raiser program, and it is Serbia coming to stage. So it is coordinated by Dr. Isabella Jovovic. So without losing any time, I am handing over the session to Dr. Isabella Jokovic for handling the 1 hour program. You have 1 hour, doctor. Please take over the platform and continue with your activities. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Saji. Thank you, Dr. Manoy. My name is Isabella Jovovic. I'm from Belgrade, Serbia, and I'm homeopathic doctor, finished Hahnemann School of Homeopathy in Novi Sad, and now I'm leading my private practice. It's a great honor to be here today. I remember our first day when the core team started with this platform, and I have to admit that I was like, will it last for a few days because it is a time of Corona and pandemic, but I have to say that I was really surprised, and I just want to say congratulations for this continuity, for this great job that you're doing, not only for homeopathic doctors, but also for the world today, spreading love, light, and knowledge. Thank you so much. Today, I will introduce several of my colleagues, and we will speak about homeopathy in Serbia, but also a few of my colleagues will share some of for them and for us, most important cases with some remedies, and I hope that all of you will enjoy. Okay, so today our first guest is Gordana Cvejic. I know Gordana for a long time because I finished the Hahnemann School in Novi Sad, and she is not only a practitioner, but also a lecturer in Hahnemann School in Novi Sad. And also she's a member of Homeopathic Association Hahnemann in Serbia, and also member of the school board. So Gordana, welcome.
Thank you very much, Isabella, and thank you for your assistance. First of all, I want to thank you for the invitation and for the opportunity for me to present our school and my homeopathy work. When I read the description of this society, as I see it at an informal community on an international level, I would like to say that I see it as very important that it is something where exactly what we need in today's time of division. When I say that, I mean how important it is to us homeopaths to connect with each other. For the beginning, I would like to say a few words about the homeopathy school where I started my first homeopathy steps. The school was founded in 2007 with the collaboration with our colleagues from Belgium, the Center for Classical Homeopathic from Belgium. And it exists within the Homeopathy Association from Novi Sad, Serbia, which is the first homeopathy association in Serbia also. In the first 2 years, classical homeopathy is studied, and in the second 2 years, the method of sensation is also included. During its existence, we held many seminars with famous homeopaths like Dr. Rajan Shankaran, Dr. Gajanan Danipkar, Dr. Dinesh Chauhan, Anna Varvake, Jean-Luc van der Linden, Jai Shah, Mahesh Gandhi, Michal Yakir, Ton Jansen, and many others. I want to emphasize one of them. This is Dr. Gajanan Danivkar, and we are very fortunate to have him in our circle and in our school as a foreign lecturer. When I say this, I'm primarily thinking of his skill in integrating clinical work, observation, and sensation method. In our school, we also have the option of online learning of theoretical classes from 2019, and which allowed us continuity during the COVID bans. We all have challenges during our homeopathic work. Perhaps the biggest for us is in Serbia was the limitation of work by law to only allopathic doctors and stomatologists, and only in our specializations. A change in the law was made in 2018, and the consequence was a smaller number of students attending homeopathy schools. And I must admit that my personal challenges that I sometimes face with is lost motivation because we are not free to promote our homeopathic work and education. But every time when I think about what would happen if we don't transfer, Bella asked me to present some of my cases. I choose two with desire to maintain his health. He had testicular cancer 5 years ago, and after the operation, he received one chemotherapy. And among his earlier ailments, he had asthma as a child, which appeared during the period when his parents were about to divorce. At that time, he gained 20 kilos from receiving cortico. He stated that he was terribly afraid of such a scenario that the family would no longer be together. He occasionally had mucus in his stool, loose stools, and cramps. After a colonoscopy, he was told that he had a Crohn's disease. He gets irritated very easily at work, and then has tantrums when he kicks around the things around him. From time to time, he falls into phases when he's indifferent to everything, has no will, and is grumpy. He is very sensitive, as he says. He cries easily, even when watching a movie. He says that some things often disturb him. For example, when his father intentionally annoys him, then he gets very angry and cannot express that emotion. He has a problem facing difficulties in the relationship, and he cannot stand when his partner is distancing from him. After the prescription of Regentum nitricum, the condition with the stomach improved significantly, while the appearance of mucus in the stool significantly decreased also. The mood was stable. We saw each other several times. He had occasional problems with eruption on his finger, and I must admit that I didn't pay special attention to this problem, but this problem persisted. After some time, he comes for a follow-up, and the complaint he came for was eruption on his fingers. He used cortic ointment, but the problem reoccurred. Vesicles appears, spreading, and the process leads to the appearance of blood. I explained that using cortico is a big problem in terms of suppression, and he said he didn't know what to do. He has pain in his left ankle for a while, especially at night. Also, a feeling of weakness in the knees on exertion and some other joints problems. When I repertorized this problem, Clematis erecta appeared, and I had already thought of Ranunculacea family before, because I was thinking about Saphisagria. The patient's hypersensitivity, sensitivity to little things, and tendency to cry while watching a movie, all this confirmed me to the correctness of prescribing this medicine. Also, if we look at earlier problems such as testicular cancer, we see that clematis covers that problem. I must say that I see the nature of his problem at a rather syphilitic. And also to confirm this, when I heard from him that he had a night pain in her joints, I just confirmed that to myself. Clematis recta had a big difference, and he says that when he reported by telephone that he got married in the meantime, they got a baby, and he's very satisfied. He also reported a significant improvement in the mood, and the mood became much more stable, while the eruption gradually disappeared. And the other case is from my family life. It was my husband's case. He had a persistent hoarseness that constantly annoying him. And the remedy that helped him a lot seemed to haven't worked. We tried the same remedy in the different potencies from 30C to 10 M, but there was no improvement. I also have tried the different remedies like that he knew that I would solve his problem, and it was really a big burden for me in that time. But one day, while I reading, I think Synergy by Dr. Rajan Shankaran, I came across the info that 6C potency can help a lot, even in a case of a serious pathology. I liked this information very much, and the very next day, my husband reported reduced tension in the throat area, and day by day, his condition got better until finally the hoarseness disappeared completely. I presented these two opposite cases in order to emphasize how important it is sometimes to stick to the right remedy, to the constitutional remedy in the second case, on my husband's case. And sometimes it's very important to us to be open to the other solution, like in the first case, and in the way how I choose the clematis recta with the really good results. That's all from me for today. I am really very thankful for that opportunity, and I would like to say that I hope that I would join us in the future, and just to say I'm in the way I don't know how to say. I really like this society and this community. Thank you, all of us.
Thank you, Gordana. Thank you for these two beautiful cases with, you know, showing us the type of thinking to, you know, maybe not ordinary remedy. And thank
Yes.
you for sharing the informations about the first school of homeopathy in Serbia. Thank you so much. And I hope that I will see you here and that again, and that our core members of this forum will continue with this amazing work, and that we will see each other more and more often. Thank you so much, Gordana. And thank you. Our next guest is from India. Gordana mentioned Dr. Gajanan. He is the great friend of Serbia and our Hahnemann School. Dr. Gajanan has been a guest lecturer in various colleges and homeopathic associations, and he is invited speaker for seminars in Portugal, Serbia, Bulgaria, also Brazil, Croatia, Japan. He is author of books Conquering Fever with Homeopathy and Conquering Thyroid with Homeopathy. Also, he got the award Master of Homeopathy awarded by Homeopathic Forum in Mumbai for his decades of work in field of homeopathy. His special area of attention is endocrinal disorders, pathological conditions, treating acute illnesses, rheumatological conditions, and pediatric ailments. Dr. Gajanan, thank you for coming here today. Thank you for having a time for us, because I know that you are having a very busy schedule. I just want to tell you thank you, big thank you for coming today and for a great contribution for homeopathic school and homeopathic doctors in Serbia, because you did and you're doing the great synergy between the school and your amazing work, and you're unselfishly sharing your knowledge and your teaching. So, Doctor, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Isabella, and thank you, Team Ifph, for inviting me on this platform. And I congratulate you for the kind of work that you're doing in promotion of homeopathy. Since I had to prepare on a short notice, and the topic given to me was about the role of homeopathy in the future, I have prepared a kind of preparation so that we together how we can do something for homeopathy in this today's scenario. I did not get any cases because it was a very short notice, but of course we can always discuss what is latest that is being done today. I'm just sharing my screen so that we all understand the perspective which I have envisaged, so that we can globally spread homeopathy and this wonderful science for the treatment of mankind. Sharing the screen. I hope you can see the screen, the slides. Can you see the slides, Dr. Isabella?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can see. Yeah, thank you.
So, homeopathy, since ancient times, and these were some inspiring leaders in homeopathy in our country, Dr. Mahatma Gandhi, and he had said it cures larger percentage of cases than any other method of treatment. And this was very inspiring to us when we heard about it after we graduated from the college. If we see the today's scenario, this is how the homeopathic market is growing all over globally, and this is what is expected. So we have a huge role to play. And if we have to discuss the scope of homeopathy, there are a few things that I feel that is needed today. And this is what can be done and what is to be known to us, so that we can gear ourselves for the coming decades, which is a future of homeopathy. We saw something in COVID conditions, that during the COVID times, there was sudden rise in number of patients who wanted to consult for homeopathy. And since then, there is a huge spring of patients coming to us for different post-COVID affections. And because of the fast growing population, we also have a need of a better option to the increasing number of chronic illnesses that are growing in the population today. People are looking for non-invasive, affordable treatment, and homeopathy provides an answers to all of these. So what is the scope of homeopathy today? The one sad thing about homeopathy, which I feel, is the scope of homeopathy today is the scope of a homeopath. And this is where we need to work on to increase the scope of homeopath, so that we can have more number of homeopaths with a better armamentarium and a better understanding of the disease and the homeopathic remedies to cure the and increase their sphere of action in treating the homeopathic illnesses. What can be done? Now, what are the conditions especially that where we can work on and help the population at large? These are the few conditions that are present in large number of population. This I am actually speaking to the young homeopaths who are actually wanting to come into the field of homeopathy and avoiding themselves seeing that homeopathy doesn't give results. But these are the conditions which are prevalent in the world where they have hardly any answers for complete cure. Recurrent allergic conditions, you name the corner of the world which does not has this, and where we have a complete cure, homeopathy has a better answer. Today's conditions of endocrine disorders, especially thyroid and PCOS, which are on rise because of the lifestyle and the kind of the stress that is prevailing around us, we do not have a proper answer in the modern medicine. Autoimmune conditions like rheumatological illnesses, psoriasis, SLEs, sarcoidosis, etc., just to name a few, have been on rise and they do not have an answer. Cancers, we know after a certain protocol is over, there's hardly anything that is offered, but homeopathy can give a palliative treatment in cancer and increase the quality of life of the patient. These are just few conditions where we can work on. A considerable amount of research has been done, especially on the endocrine and cancers and PCOS in our institutes and the place where we are practicing. So many new remedies which we were not using the way we were using before have been found efficacious in treating these conditions. There are endless number of cases where we can testify with actual results, and this, if it is brought to our younger homeopaths, this will encourage them, inspire them to come into this field of homeopathy. Now, endocrine conditions, which ranks 5th in the world in the amount of illnesses that are present in the population: Hashimoto's thyroiditis, hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, PCOS. Recently, I published a book, a book on these conditions, where how to approach these conditions with the lesser known remedies which did not find their way into the repertory. And those were written by our old masters in some corners of the Materia Medica, when used in their understanding, by understanding those smaller possible golden letters which they had written, which were not deciphered the way they should have been. It has created a world of change in prescribing and practicing and giving results in such conditions. Now we can authoritatively say that these conditions can be treated very well with homeopathy. Autoimmune conditions: rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, SLEs, Crohn's disease, psoriasis, scleroderma. These conditions are very rampantly present now. They are very much on rise in even the developed countries and the developing countries. And the answer to this is homeopathy, and that too with those remedies which are rarely used. The smaller remedies have proved very efficacious apart from the constitutional mode of treatment. Now, recurrent allergic conditions for those young homeopaths who are about to start, these are the one conditions which they can thrive on and create then the niche in the field of homeopathy where they can give long-term cures in urticaria, eczemas, asthmas, bronchitis, and rhinitis, which really is prevalent in every part of the world and having a no complete answer. Why do we score in this treatment of these conditions? Today's scenario where we have a lot of stress, hormonal imbalance because of the eating habits, poor lifestyle and hygiene, using long-term medications, wrong nutritional habits, obesity, these are the causes of the above mentioned complaints. And for handling these, we need a holistic approach, and that is what homeopathy scores above. And this is best handled with homeopathy. So if you have to consider why homeopathy has a role in above conditions, the most important thing is the way we look at a disease. All the above illnesses are due to the derangement of the PNEI axis, what we call as the psycho-neuro-endocrine immunological axis. And my dear friends, the moment we understand this in a patient, we are to the core of the person. There may be different ways and different approaches that have been there in the today's school of homeopathy, but the whole attempt is to go to the core. So it is the holistic approach where you not only understand the disease in the person, but also the person in the disease. And with this perspective, if we can approach most of the illnesses, I guess we can have a better answer to the present scenario of such chronic illnesses. This is only possible by looking at the patient holistically. We all know that we consider the symptoms, we consider the state. The most important is the miasmatic background and the pathology. If we can consider them together and find a simillimum, then we are close to cures. And this is happening all around the world in our own clinics very much rampantly, but this is yet to come to the forefront where we make a common ground for the people in the world to see. We all have our good cases, our accolades, and something that we show on in our seminars where we say how beautifully we have treated such cases. But what we lack is a common platform where people can see this and is available for people to learn. The scope of homeopath in all above conditions depends on the homeopath. This is one thing that we need to really work on, because individually we are doing huge, great work in our clinics. We have a very excellent results in our clinics, but the scope of homeopathy remains in the scope of that particular physician and that particular physician's way of treating. So what is his scope becomes the scope of homeopathy. And this is where we need to actually work on. So if you have to improve the role of homeopathy globally, I personally feel that we need to actually look inwards as a homeopath to have a better foothold in treating the above conditions. And what is that we need to look into is we need something very important that we have to see above ourselves. We have to see things globally and selflessly. We all know, my dear friends, to the patient, what matters is a long-term result in the safest and the surest way. And this is all possible with homeopathy. Now, what is today's scenario in homeopathy for a homeopath? The reason why I'm speaking about homeopath, because if we as homeopaths improve, then only the role of homeopathy will improve globally. And that's the reason it is very important that we see ourselves in the mirror. This is the situation of a young homeopath when it comes to practice. He is now clouded with this situation. There is high unpredictability in results. There are so many different theories there in the market. He has this fear that will he able to sustain himself in practice. When he prescribes, he is not sure of the medicine that it is going to act. There are tens of methods and tens of teachers professing their approaches. And this individuality has created a divide. And if we can work out and make this divide into one, then I guess we can get homeopathy to the commonest and the most seeking person in the field of illnesses, so that he can also understand homeopathy in a way which we want to project it to, rather than which is projected differently every time. We need not be individualistic in our approaches. We can be in our approaches in patients, but to portray it to the general people, we have to have a universal picture established for the general people to know. This has resulted in confusion to a homeopath, and for that, what needs to be done is something which I feel personally is to make homeopathy simpler and standardized. If you don't make it simple, then a lot of young homeopaths will shove away from this. An average homeopath with his basic graduation should be able to replicate results in his practice. And this is what is exactly not happening. When we go to the seminars, we see cases which are brilliantly cured, and the person sitting down in the auditorium feels that this is only the master who can do it. We need to go down to their basics and teach them basic homeopathy, where they get their confidence to see and treat those cases surely and make a change in the place where they are practicing. We need to see that they get their confidence so that they will be able to replicate results which their teachers are giving in their practice. Homeopathic results, I firmly believe, should be reproducible by one and all, following simple homeopathic principles rather than projecting different complicated theories, which makes it more and more complicated. We have to look into evidence-based homeopathy. We just can't say that I cured it and the patient felt better. We have to have paper testimonial results which have before and after evidence-based changes in the pathology and in the physiological results that we see in the pathological laboratory tests. We need to have case statistics to be maintained so that we can present it to the outside world, the kind of work that we are doing. This is what we need to do on ourselves. Another most important thing is to speak to the population at large globally about homeopathy and its benefits. This should be focused by every institution. Education is the best way to spread homeopathy, and the next is the results that you give. Once your results are out, then there is no way that the patients will stay away from you. Globalization of homeopathy. In India, we have a huge homeopathic market, so we do not have a problem of seeing patients. But if you need to globalize it, as the homeopathy is based on the principle of individualization, for globalization, I would like that we should make a slight change for the growth of homeopathy. It should be generalized. Means whatever is general to homeopathy has to be taught first to an average homeopath so that he starts treating the basic illnesses and gets results. And then after he gets generalized results in most of the conditions, then he can work into individualization as his specialization. Of course, the medicine has to be chosen on the basis of individualization, but homeopathy has to be taught generally everywhere. This is the only way that people can understand and have only one universal image of homeopathy. It will not give a scattered and different picture of homeopathy, and we will not have linear growths. We will have a global growth and a global vision for homeopathy only if we get united and stand and make a homeopathic picture similar and have the right perception to everybody around the world. This is what that I wanted to say about what we can do in homeopathy. There are many cases that I can show you with miraculous results, and I believe that everybody of you must be having such cases to show and portray. But since it was just a 10-minute presentation, I didn't want to show cases, and the topic had to be about role of homeopathy in the field of for the world. This is what I would like to say. Given an opportunity, I would love to come up with the latest researches that I have done in the field of endocrine, rheumatology, and uremia, which has made a major difference to our patients and has got results. I would like to share some of my newer advances some other time. Anyway, at the outset, thank you very much, Dr. Isabella and the organization for inviting me for this short talk. And over to you, Dr. Isabella. If there are any questions, I would love to answer.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for your participation here, and thank you for this brilliant speech, because you put the focus on homeopathic doctor, what to do and what are the issues for the new homeopathic doctors, how to get the old new approach to the homeopathy and the system. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Is there any questions maybe for Gordana or for Dr. Danikar? Okay. If there is no questions, our next guest is Ranka Bosnic. She is a licensed homeopathic practitioner. She is living in Cork City, and she graduated from the Irish School of Homeopathy. And I personally want to share with you that I met Ranka. The connection was our friend, and I'm very grateful that Ranka said yes to today's program, and that she showed enthusiasm to be today here. And what was for me very interesting is that she is doing homeopathy in Ireland. She is from Balkan region. She finished part of her school graduated in the University of Belgrade for special education and rehabilitation, and she worked in both the UK and Bosnia as a special needs educator, and won a scholarship to undertake research in special education in Japan. Because we don't have enough time, Ranka, I think that this is okay for people to just introduce, because people will now hear you with the two cases.
That's fine. Just I would can we just ask Dr. Previous to stop sharing screen, because I would like to share my screen with my PowerPoint.
Okay, Dr. Danipkar. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Isabella. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Ranka. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to hear your cases and to maybe discuss more if somebody wants to ask something. Thank you, Ranka.
Today I have, because I also got a short notice from Isabella, and I'm really grateful to be part of this world community and platform, but also I'm kind of grateful that I'm privileged that I'm going to connect a little bit with my colleagues in Serbia. Today I want to share with you, I want to talk about homeopathy in this kind of difficult transition times that we are living. And I'm going to share my screen now, so just a second, okay. And I'm going to I'm not going to go into typical kind of remedies that we use on a daily basis, but I'm going to kind of present what I use in my practice when I recognize.
Excuse me, Renga, can you adjust your camera to have your visibility? Your camera, can you adjust? So that
Ranka, samo malo gore. Jer se ne vidite lice.
Okay, sorry. I don't. Okay, I don't see myself. Is it now better? Is it now better?
Better,
yes,
little more.
Yes. Možda još malo gore. Još malo gore, Ranka.
2 seconds. So, what are the times of transition in our life? So, I would say that, that basically we have many transitions in our life: becoming teen, getting married, becoming a parent, leaving university, changing job, losing your job. And I think it's very important that we recognize with our clients in our room when we have consultation, and we need to address when we recognize that they are stuck in some stage of their life. Those stages are very important. Every stage of life transition is like a new birth. And there is a particular remedy that we can actually help them to, if they're stuck, to kind of push them to progress, to grow, to develop. And if they are not, because sometimes they go, we can label patients as a kind of depression, all right, but that could be all phase. For example, women can have menopausal syndrome, teenagers, they can have anxieties and all that. So just a second. Yeah, I'm going to, so but in that first stage of kind of transition, we can always experience negative feelings, and that's why the patient comes to us: anger, anxiety, confusion, self-doubt, loss of self-esteem. And then there's a positive stages which remedies can help to begin to accept the change, to acknowledge. That could be sometimes even bad news, finding that they are sick, that have disease, some serious chronic disease. So they began to feel hopeful about the future after remedies, and that kind of developed optimistic view of the future and help them to kind of to progress. So first remedy which I choose is a pineal gland, which is made, it's a sarcode obviously made from the organ. And this remedy is establishing a sense of connectedness with our soul purpose. We need this remedy when there is too much thinking about being able to make progress instead of kind of being aligned with your soul. So when intuition is blocked and we are thinking too much, this remedy can help. We are living in a time when we will have to go to transformation, but to be transformed, we need to be connected. Who needs this remedy? Persons who are unable to be still, who are constantly restless, they could be irritable, fearful, agitated, not at peace with their present life. They could ask themselves, what should I be doing? Why am I here? Which way to go next? And who are they? To use pineal gland may focus direction of the healing remedies, but it's also a really good remedy to help us to be present in here and now. And you can recognize sometimes in your consultation room that people that patient will tell that they don't know where to go now and what to do now. So it will be good kind of sign that you can give this remedy. Here I just took from a Colin Griffith Materia Medica. René Descartes was said, I think therefore I am, and he claimed that the pineal gland principle seat of the soul. So he also talked about Colin Griffith that there is a mineral ferrum magneticum which is in pineal gland, and it's a kind of mineral trace of the minerals that help us as a compass, and our inner compass as well help us where to go next and what to do in our life. On physical level, this remedy has a strong affinities with the endocrine system, with thymus gland, thyroid, central nerve system, and it's also you can be used for many physical symptoms. But in higher potency, I use for when I think that someone needs to kind of connect with their soul purpose. It's used as well for ADHD, autism, dementia. It's also a profound remedy when there is the OCD behavior, and it's very good remedy for post-traumatic syndrome, and so for PTS. So if someone is not able to function as they were able to do before the shock or trauma, patients who have been profoundly disturbed by vaccination, traumatizing. That's kind of, it has strong affinities with the endocrine system, thymus gland. Next remedy, which I would suggest that we can use, it's obviously from luck family, and we can use definitely many luck remedies through this transition times, but maybe the one that I will recommend that we maybe all need, and every human being on this planet need, it's luck maternum. Here on the picture I put goddess Isis nursing her son Horus. Isis, I always want to connect remedies with archetypes and with mythology, and sometimes I see those archetypes in my room when the patient comes. So Isis represents our transition from one world to another world. She's a protective goddess. When she gave birth to Horus, she kind of protected them from the danger. So this milk, which is made, lac maternum as a remedy, is made, it's collected from 9 women or my mothers at various stages, ranging from the colostrum all the way up to 10 months of breastfeeding. Our first food nourishes us both physically and emotionally. At unconscious level, it is our connection to our mother archetype. And although it brings attachment to our own mother, it is also contains the first step towards independence. So in this case, I would like to tell you that why is this lac maternum important? Because it is a good remedy for transition times when we are vulnerable and we need to feel protected and we need to feel safe. There's a big symptoms with the lac maternum, that's anxiety about life. It's anxiety of what to do next, what is going to happen, and not so much about fear, but generally about everything. Lac remedies help us to be whole and to integrate our spiritual and our physical nature. During stressful transition, we need to feel safe and protected in order to further progress to the next stage of life. Some of the symptoms, it's he wants this remedy wants self-esteem, sadness, lack of joy, sensation of floating out of body, daydreaming, lack of awareness of surroundings, and feeling indifferent, and etc. So at the center of this remedy is always incarnation, because when we come to this world, Mother Milk helps us to incarnate in our physical body, and that's how we kind of adapting in a new environment. Same how this remedy can help you to adapt in a new stage of life. Could be new marriage, new job, or in new role, maybe even becoming parent. There's here physical symptoms that can actually be a headache, migraine, dizziness, vertigo, and all that. This remedy also has issues with surroundings, with boundaries around us. A person is not centered, and then it is easily disturbed by energy of the other person. So it also has that kind of purpose to protect. Next remedy is plutonium nitricum, and this remedy I also put again Greek god Hades, because that's god Pluton or Hades, god of the underworld. Whole picture symptom pictures of this remedy is about it's about being in an underworld, in a dark place, in the depressed place. But like every transformation, it always happens from underworld. We always transform from those dark places into we're going into light, into new birth, a new place. So it's really a good remedy to take during difficult dark times, even in this collective energy where we live today, who help us to go through dark times and to come out as a kind of protected, in the sense that are not touched with the darkness. This is a radiation remedy as well, and it's very good to reduce fearfulness in our auric field. This remedy has constant persisting feeling of existential threat. So this person could be in existential fear constantly about something around environment, in our world at the moment. Plutonium, where the patient seeks complete transformation and transition from the past. Yeah, we can prescribe plutonium when patient seeks complete transformation and transition from the past, where he experienced aggression, fear, and some kind of duty, obligation, and kind of strong system. So this is a bit about symptoms. There is a fear which is held in the auric field from unknown source of death, dying, of eternal struggle, being unable to cope, existential threat, fear of ecological catastrophe, memories poor, they could have dementia, anxiety, tiredness, heavy ancestral karma, Holocaust in a family genocide. And they will use words like I feel rejected by my profession, I feel cut off my home, I feel heavy, isolated, and separated. Similar like lax remedies, but maybe in mineral world. Other useful remedies, which I gave here for the umbilical cord and amniotic fluid, vernix, butterfly remedies, insect remedies. They're all remedies that could help us to cut. For example, umbilical cord. I don't have here any more slides, but I could tell you something about that. Umbilical cord is really useful remedy when we want to cut toxic relationships. When we want to break our connection to any toxic environment, that could be even news on the television. It could be dependency on some family member that is not kind of good for us. And when we feeding ourselves through for example, bad news or bad energy around us, it's a really good remedy to help us to cut off that. It's good. Sorry, do I have time or no?
Yeah. No, we are just a little bit, short with the time, but I just want to conclude, if it is okay with you, with umbilical cord, very important remedy, and we don't use it so often in our practice. And thank you for mentioning umbilical cord, because it's a very important remedy. Ranka, sorry for interrupting you, but we have
I know the other participant. Thank you for being move on to the next one. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Ranka, so much. Thank you. That was really useful. I hope that maybe you can share with us this PowerPoint later. And our next guest is Spomenka Dragojević. Spomenka Dragojević, I know her very well because he was my professor, teacher in Hahnemann School in Novi Sad. She's practicing homeopathy for more than 20 years. Also, she is a teacher for more than 10 years, and she's coming here with very important and good news for Serbia, because not only that she was a president of a board of Hahnemann School, now she's one of the members of the new academy in Novi Sad, and that is Medicus Iron Data. And Spomenka, welcome and good job. Well done with the new academy. I'm so happy that we are spreading homeopathy in Serbia, and that we will have more and more homeopathic doctors. So
Izabela, hvala ti na pozivu. Ja se izvinjavam svima prisutnima, ali meni je mnogo lakše da govorim na srpskom jeziku. Ti ćeš sve prevoditi.
Thank you for inviting me here. It's much easier for me to speak on Serbian language, and I hope that is okay for all of you.
Ja sam svoj život posvetila homeopatiji i želim tako i da nastavim dalje.
I determined my life to homeopathy, and I want to continue with my work and spreading homeopathy.
Iz takvog načina razmišljanja sam i krenula u ovaj novi projekat osnivanja Akademije za klasičnu homeopatiju u saradnji sa školom, to jest Akademijom doktora Shankara nad Adersongom.
That is the reason why I started something new. I am the member of the new academy, and this new academy is in collaboration with Dr. Shankaran and the Adersong University.
Ono što ja vidim kao neku svoju viziju šta treba da se desi, a to je da se edukuje što veći broj izuzetno kvalitetnih homeopata, da bismo podigli naš nivo, da bismo podigli nivo naše prakse i znanja na što veću razinu.
My vision is to produce and make as much as possible new homeopathic doctors, so that on a very high quality level, so that we can spread and share knowledge and homeopathy.
Homeopatija se u celom svetu u ovom trenutku nalazi na nezavidnom položaju jer smo napadnuti sa svih strana. Svi pokušavaju da nas dezintegrišu, da nas razdvoje, da umanje efekte onoga što mi radimo i postižemo.
Today, homeopathic position of homeopathy is not so good. Everybody is attacking us. Everybody wants to disintegrate the homeopathy. Rekla si dezintegraciju? Izvini, stav mi mozak sad. Šta je bilo sledeće?
Svi pokušavaju da nas dezintegrišu i da umanje značaj onoga što mi radimo i postižemo.
Okay, and because of attacking us, everybody wants to just make that homeopathy is not important and that is not, there is no efficiency in treating with homeopathic medicines.
U mnogim zemljama, ja ću sada govoriti za Evropu, za onaj deo koji ja znam, su promenjena pravila i zakoni rada homeopata, to je smanjen je broj ljudi koji bi mogli da se bave homeopatijom i pokušavaju na sve načine da to uruše. I zbog toga smatram da je
In many countries in our region, there are new rules where these rules are not so good for us because they put that only some people can be practitioners of homeopathy. Okay.
Sa time što ćemo stvoriti što veći broj kvalitetnih ljudi koji će raditi, kvalitetnih homeopata, mi ćemo na taj način podići globalnu svest o tome i bit ćemo samim tim jači.
By having schools and producing new homeopathic doctors and more homeopathic doctors, we will spread homeopathy and awareness what homeopathy is.
Što smo kvalitetniji, to smo jači. Što nas više ima, jači smo.
If we put quality on a higher level, we will be stronger. If we have more homeopathic doctors, we will be stronger.
To je moje iskustvo za ovih 20 godina bavljenja homeopatijom i dugo godina učenja, podučavanja homeopatijom, a samim tim i nekoliko godina sama sam vodila homeopatsko udruženje i znam sa čime se sve udruženja susreću i koliko je teško opstati i biti na tom dostojanstvenom visokom nivou.
This is my opinion based on more than 20 years practicing homeopathy, more than 10 years being a teacher, and with my knowledge, I really think that that is the way how we can raise the quality of the homeopathy.
Iz toga razloga to je sve ono zbog čega je došlo do toga da napravimo zajednički projekat, da idemo u zajednički projekat doktora Shankaran i ja i da krenemo sa tom školom Medicus Ayurveda u suradnji sa Diadar Songom. Sama suština rada će biti bazirano će biti na naravno proučavanju senzacija, s tim što naravno nikada nećemo izostaviti onaj osnovni deo repertorizacije organona i sve ono što svi znamo šta je baza i šta je temelj svakog dobrog homeopate.
These are the reasons why I started this project and why we established this academy, Medicus Ayurveda, in collaboration with Dr. Shankaran and the other song, to spread homeopathy and put the homeopathy quality on a higher level. And mislim da je to.
Da. Ovom prilikom nisam pripremila ni jedan slučaj.
Sorry, izvini. Okay, čekaj. And this academy will be based on sensation method, but we will not forget repertorization also. Okay.
Za ovu priliku nisam pripremila ni jedan slučaj, jer znala sam ko su učesnici i znam da imamo još dovoljno učesnika sa fenomenalnim slučajevima i evo ja ovom prilikom ne bi više zadržavala vreme. Hvala vam na pozivu. Izabela, hvala ti još jednom. Počastvovana sam što sam bila pozvana i što sam deo ovakve velike grupe i koja traje evo ovoliko dugo vremena. Tako da hvala vam još jednom i tu sam uvek sa podrškom i sa onim koliko ja mogu da doprinesem u širenju homeopatije.
Okay. Hvala, Spomenka. Today I didn't prepare any cases because I already knew who will be the guests and I don't want to take more time. But what I want to say to you, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for this forum and congratulations for this forum. I hope that we will see each other more. And I'm always here for you and for support in any way. So thank you very much. Thank you, Spomenka. Thank you very much. Okay. Regarding our next guest, I have to say that Maja Letic is a very known homeopathic doctor not only in Serbia, but in Balkan region. She was born in Belgrade and she finished the homeopathic school Similimum in 2011, and she continued her education on Slovakian Academy of Classical Homeopathy. She's author of 17 works published in the country and abroad. And she's a winner of Award of Excellence in Homeopathy for accomplishment and years of contributing to homeopathy and to the homeopathic community in 2022. Maja, welcome and thank you for coming here today. I know it is short time to reschedule everything, but thank you for coming here today. And also, yeah, Maja is a founder of an association Aude Sapere. So Maja, can you please unmute yourself? Welcome. Please, can somebody put Maja to co-host? Yeah, yes, you're co-host, Maja. Unmute. Good.
Izabela, hvala puno na ovako lepom predstavljanju. Čast mi je da sam ovde među svima vama i žao mi je što nisam ranije znala za ovaj skup i sve što se na njemu radi.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me. I'm so sorry that I didn't hear for this forum earlier, and thank you for inviting me. We will have 10 minutes, so Maja, can you share the... Okay.
Predstavit ću svoju zemlju, jednom od svojih radova objavljenim u Homeopathy for Everyone.
I will introduce my country with one of the cases.
Yes. Želim da kažem da su u tom časopisu objavljeni izuzetni radovi mojih kolega.
In this journey, there is published so many cases of my colleagues.
I nadam se da će i oni imati priliku da ih prezentuju u budućnosti.
And I hope that I will present them, my colleagues, in the future.
Pošto moj engleski nije dobar, Izabela će pročitati taj članak.
Because I'm not feeling so comfortable speaking English, Isabella will read the article.
Samo ću dati kratak uvod kako je ovaj članak nastao.
I will just say a short introduction how this article was made.
Dok sam kao student učila rubrike, naišla sam na rubriku deluzija da ima 4 ruke.
As a student, I saw the rubric delusion. I have 4 hands.
Hands, yes. Pred očima mi se javila slika moje bake kako pruža ruke ovako i besno kaže: ja se ne bojim ni jedne žene od 30 godina, ja kao da imam 4 ruke, mogu da radim više od njih.
In front of my eyes, there were a picture of my grandmother. She said, angry, I am not afraid of any woman. I can do whatever I want, everything. I have 4 hands.
Kada sam nekoliko godina kasnije čula od pacijentkinje koja je bila lekar da može da razbije atom na pola, ali da ne može da opere WC šolju, shvatila sam da je isto osjećanje iza toga stoji.
When I had a client, she claimed that she can split the atom in two halves, but she can't wash the toilet. I realized that I have the same remedy or sensation.
I onda sam shvatila da treba da napišem ovaj članak.
Then I realized that I need to write down this article. Okay.
Isabella.
Okay. Okay. The author describes adamas, diamond, and compares to the sapien, nux, and sulfur. Have you ever had a patient who came up to you and said, "I just want to throw everything up. Let this statement stay with you for a moment and try to understand what it means." One of the sole conditions for survival is assimilation of nutrients. Substances that the body assimilate become part of its structure or produce energy for life. I want you to bear in mind that this rubric is in the chapter mind, not in the chapter stomach. Mind vomiting, desire to vomit out all her insides. Apart from food, we assimilate outer influences as well. Those could be influences of our parents, relatives, friends, and society in general. Some of them are good because they provide us with mental stability. We perceive them as a support. They enhance our creativity and willingness to work. On the other hand, some influences are toxic. They influence our body and soul to become sluggish, overloaded. They stop the flow of life energy. They inhibit it or waste it. So this patient feels that the things she ate are indigestible and that his body or soul isn't able to assimilate what is brought in. It has a wrong content which she can't tolerate. That is the reason for her desire to throw everything up. Let's draw our attention to the conditions in which we find this person. For her husband, she feels aversion, irritability, and anger. From rubrics, we can see that these states are emphasized before and during her period, during intercourse, when she can't feel the connection between them. The sexual act involves intimacy between partners, unchanged connection, unity. Detached means to be separated, being without connection at the moment. In both cases, we intercure the negative feelings in situation or emphasize sexuality when differences between sexes are most pronounced. Her body makes her miserable. So we have mind, anger, husband towards, mind, aversion, husband to, mind, aversion, husband to, coition during, mind, aversion, husband to, menses before, mind, irritability, husband towards, mind, irritability, menses before, mind, detached, coition during, mind, wretched, body, unhappy with her, mind, wretched, menses during. How that influences her life, we can find in these rubrics. Anger is a state of dissatisfaction. Mind anger himself with. Mind disconnected himself with. Mind delusions, old feels old. This person feels separated from the rest of the world and she dreams of unification, dreams of being buried alive. Being buried means that there is no more life in her body and soul, that all of her life energy has been spent. When we bury a man, we surrender his lifeless body to the process of decay, or it has fulfilled its purpose. The possibility of influencing her own life no longer exists. She feels detached from the world and dreams about coming back to it again. Dreams buried, being alive, being buried. Mind, delusions, separated, word from the he separated. Dreams, unification of. This is a woman with a clear, powerful mind, increased senses for orientation. She has a clear perception of her position. She is aware of all the circumstances in her life, but she doesn't like it and she wants to change it. So we have here the rubrics: mind orientation, clarity of mind, mind power, mind achievement of, dreams flying, dreams powerful. She doesn't feel good in her body. This feeling is followed by a delusion that the right side of the body is larger than the left side. It is believed that the right side of the body belongs to the male principle and the left one is reserved for the female principle. This lady feels that the male principle in her is larger than the female. So we have the rubrics: mind delusions, body half right, half bigger than the left, and mind delusions, abundance of everything she has. She has a feeling that there is something wrong in her life and that makes her suffer. She sees her home and family as a burden. She wants to run away and live without them. This could be a woman with strong ambitions which were stopped at a point in the past by marriage, pregnancy, some family or social issues. Mind delusions, wrong, suffering, wrong he has. Mind escape, attempts to. Again, mind escapes, attempts to family and children.
Dr.
Mind
Isabella,
hiding.
Dr. Isabella, sorry. I think we can give one day a full session for Dr. Maha to come and present in our platform so that she can explain it in detail. Dr. Maha, don't worry, you can get a 1 hour long presentation in our platform. And if you want a more number of days, we can provide that also, so that your knowledge in this area will be totally conveyed to our audience.
Okay.
Dr.
I'm
Maha,
sorry,
is it
Maya,
okay?
for, yeah. Okay. But we will then discuss for the next appointment and one more day. For the end, I would just say hi to Dr. Popovic, just to close the session with a few words. Dr. Petar Popovic is a homeopathic doctor. Also, he finished the medicine university in Belgrade, and now he is working for the private clinic. Dr. Petar Popovic, thank you for coming today, and can you close the session today? Thank you.
Yes, hello everyone. Thank you to be invited. So it is a big effort how to deal with that. Okay, do you hear me?
There is an echo coming from you, doctor. Can you mute the other system you opened or mobile?
Who? Me.
Somebody opened 2 systems so that where
might be my okay. Let's see.
Those who open 2 systems, close one, please.
I have to leave a meeting. Let's see that if I manage to do that.
Okay, while we are waiting for Dr. Petar to close the session, I would like to say thank you everybody for coming today and participating. Thank you organizers for this meeting, and I wish you another 1,000 days. I apologize to Maya Letic, but we will arrange one day only for the cases, because I think it's very important to share not only one case, but the second one that Maya prepared, and they were published in a community. So thank you, and I really apologize for going more than time that you gave to us. Is Dr. Petar here, maybe?
Yeah, here. Yeah, please continue.
Okay.
Please come.
Okay.
Please
Petar?
complete. Yes.
Okay. You can speak, Petar. Thank you.
Please unmute.
Just unmute.
Okay. Do you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was a few minutes late and trying to open the Zoom because I didn't use for some time. Then it was so slow. Then I just click open, and it was few of. Just to introduce myself, I'm a medical doctor and immunologist. I have master and Doctor of Science degree in immunology. Spent some time also working in the United States. Just before that, as a young doctor, I had something that we call palliative rheumative arthritis, palindromic arthritis, which is actually inflammation of tendons, and it was very painful, and I cannot walk or work on those days, but as an immunologist, I couldn't find anything being wrong with me. And I even didn't think about asking help from some colleague. So my other colleague told me that there is other one in a hospital who will talk with me and give me some other treatment. So I went to talk, and I was introduced with I don't know which one, but homeopathic remedy, and everything started to change. So not only, as I mentioned, not only my disease, but I start to change with the way of viewing on the life. And then I finished my PhD, the Doctor of Science degree in immunology, and few years later I started the Similimum homeopathic school here in Belgrade, which unfortunately closed last year, but hopefully we will, as our colleague already started in Novi Sad, open new schools. So for me, we have a problems. Also 3 years ago, we've founded the Serbian Association of Homeopaths with the idea to actually collaborate and help each other grow. What my opinion is that we all have challenges that are like worldwide the same, but also we have challenges that are particular for some parts of the even our small country. So we were very lucky to have a lot of teachers from Europe and India here, and we actually learn a lot. But what I think that we miss teaching each other here and sharing some experience with our own population. Regarding the law, we have to fight that. Now I don't think that we are lucky that our only medical doctors are allowed to practice homeopathy, because we have a lot of homeopaths which are not medical doctors and very successful in their work. So what I think that we miss actually is education for young people. We all started education like later in life. And then when you meet Andreas Bjondal, who is a little bit older than me and 40 years working as a homeopath, you see the difference. So the problem is how to introduce homeopathy to young people. And now since October, I start working not anymore in that medical institution. I'm still consultant as a homeopath, but I work at the pharmacy school teaching pathophysiology, and now I'm working from inside because I teach them also homeopathy, and I'm planning to actually make some serious program there. For some reason here in Serbia, people who has a pharmacy school, they are more prone and open to homeopathy than medical doctors.
Yeah,
So
Dr. Petar,
that would.
I think, sorry for interrupting. I think that you will do the great job because on this university, you can teach people about the homeopathy and introduce based on your experience. Dr. Petar, thank you so much. And I will close this session with, I'm so thankful and grateful for all the practitioners that came today. And I really would like to have one day for our cases, maybe after 1000th day celebration. Thank you so much. And I hope that I will see you soon all. Thank you, Dr. Manoy. Thank you, the core team, and all the best. Good luck.
Yes, thank you all for participating.
Thank you, Dr. Petar. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Gordana. Thank you, Spomenka. Thank you, Dr. Gajayan, and thank you, Ranka.
Thank you, Dr. Isabella and the team for wonderful presentations. And I wish to remind you all that every one of you will get one day reserved every month from now onwards. You can claim that reserved day for you from Dr. Danesh or Dr. Manoj for your complete presentations for 1 hour international session. So
Thank you so
it
much.
is, you can just cut touch with the Dr. Danesh and Dr. Manoj, they will provide you for that. So it is important thing you can, so those who are unable to finish today, you are only allowed 1 hour. You took 1 hour and 20 minutes, but no problem. And so I'm just for your understanding, I am telling that's why Dr. Isabella wind up some of you in between. So anyway, no problem. We all welcome. We all need to get united so that our international coordination and cooperation will bring homeopathy to every nook and corner of the world, so that every citizen in every country will be enjoying this wonderful system of medicine from now onward. So it is our collective responsibility, and we are moving and working towards that. With these words, I wind up today's international session.